Hey guys, welcome back to the Daily Lessons Podcast. This is Yusha. I'm going to be presenting episode number 6 over here. And today we're going to be talking about opportunities. Okay. Now, before I actually get into the subject matter of it, I want to tell you guys a story. Okay. Now, I want you to close your eyes and just kind of visualize this setting that I have that I'm going to be presenting to you guys. Now, think about this. Imagine you're 15 years old, right? You live in a war-torn country. Your people are facing extermination from airstrikes, from ground forces, just from every single thing, and you guys are being starved, okay? And you don't really know what's going to take you first. You've already had some dead family members, some relatives that have been killed, and you're kind of just waiting of when you're going to pass. Now, in your own homeland, you're becoming a refugee. So the home that you had built that had been a family home for about 2 or 3 generations now, it's gone. It was bombarded. And now, unfortunately, you're living in a refugee camp in the same country that you actually grew up in. Okay? You're 15 years old. You live in a tent. You don't have enough to eat. And you're facing basically extermination of your own people, and that's how you're trying to survive. Okay. Now, what you want to actually do, though, is become a scientist when you grow up. So you start inventing things. You start putting together scraps just so you can get electricity inside of your tent. And guess what? The electricity that is being produced whenever there's wind outside, you get electricity in your tent. So you come up with basically wind energy. Basically wind powered electricity. Now, obviously, it only works when the wind is actually blowing, and whenever the wind is not blowing, then electricity doesn't work, unfortunately, inside your makeshift house, which is just a tent. Now, you start to gather batteries, and you want to store electricity within those batteries so you can actually use them even if there's no wind outside, okay? Now, it's a very detailed story, of course. It's very hard to visualize as well because of the first world kind of lifestyle that me and we live in, right? But unfortunately, this is a true story, okay? The 15-year-old kid that I'm talking about here, his name is Hussam Al-Attar. Sorry, I'm completely apologizing if I butcher his name, but that's his name. You know what they call him in his community? They call him the Newton of Gaza because that's where he's from. This story is from Palestine, and I have a link in the bio as well if you actually want to check out his story. Now, the point of me telling you that story is about opportunity. This kid, really, literally said that he wants to be a scientist if he grows up. And to be honest with you, I don't know if he's even going to be able to make it to be an adult, right? You don't know if starvation is going to take him or just the bombardment is going to take him either. But yet he's still making the most of his opportunities, and he's living out the dreams that he can right now. Right? He wants to be a scientist when he grows up. He's probably already invented so many different things than I have, and I'm about to be twice his age, right? I have many more resources than he possibly can dream of, and yet I've accomplished very little when I compare myself to him. And that brings me to the topic of the day, which is opportunities and how we need to make sure that we need to stop wasting the opportunities that we have in our lives. Now, obviously, I told the story of Hussam, but the story, he is doing great things, and he is innovating, and he is inventing so many different things just to survive. But what about me and you, the people who actually have opportunity, the people who can actually go out and make a difference in the world and change anything that we potentially want? How much hard work do we actually avoid just because we want to be comfortable, right? How much effort do we actually put in on a day-to-day basis to be really good at our jobs, or to chase our passion projects, or basically to, do whatever we want, right? And quite frankly, I can't speak for you, but the answer for me is I don't put in enough effort. I don't work hard enough, right? If you don't reach your potential, if you don't use the opportunities that you have available to you, it kind of is just a waste of space. If you don't use that, if you don't live up to your full potential, then you kind of are just a waste of matter. That's how I see it. I might think of it very black and white, but this advice always applies to me much more than it applies to any of you that are watching this. We have all the luxuries in the world. We have all the connections in the world. The internet has made it so we can kind of just reach out to anybody at any given time. But yet we don't use any of it in the manner that we should. Instead, we use it on Netflix, Hulu, watching Disney shows, and, just not pursuing the passion projects or just pursuing our potential and what we're supposed to be. This is also something that I heard from David Goggins as well a while ago, and he talked about him presenting himself in front of God, and he's standing in front of God, and God is listing out all these attributes of like, hey, Navy SEAL, 180 pounds, God knows how many ultra marathons this man has ran. And he was saying in the aspect of, if he never did any of those things, and he was always an exterminator. He was an exterminator before he went into the Navy, before he became a Marine, And he says that I envision that conversation with God, having that conversation with God, and I say, wait, God, my name is David Goggins, but this is not me. Like, all these attributes, all these potential feats that this person has accomplished, it's not me. And God's response is, yeah, but it was supposed to be you. That's who you were supposed to become. Now, unfortunately, myself included, I feel like I squander so many different opportunities that I'm not going to have the chance to be able to become who I was always meant to become. And this is kind of a wake-up call to me and to yourself to stop wasting your time, stop wasting your opportunities, stop wasting your God-given gifts. You have all the resources that you do. You can make something out of yourself. There's no reason for you not to live to be the person who you were always meant to be. There's no reason for you to dream about becoming this like ultra hard person and for you not to be able to accomplish it. If you don't have any terminal diseases, if you don't have any health issues, if you don't have just these war-torn environments or like a genocide being committed against you, what's your excuse? What excuse do you and I have that we cannot become the men or the women that we want to be? There honestly is none, right? We can talk about all the different excuses that we have. We can talk about, oh, there's not enough time, or I have to work, my 12-hour shift and whatnot. But inside you and only you are actually going to know if you're just making excuses or you actually legitimately just cannot find the time to better yourself and to become the best version that you possibly can. Just, if too long you didn't listen or you didn't watch the entire video and you just wanted to skip to the end to get a brief summary on it, just stop squandering your opportunities, man. There's a ton of people out there that really wish that they had the opportunities that you had, that they ate the same amount of food that you ate, that they lived the life that you are currently living right now. Your life is a dream to somebody right now, and you need to make sure that you're taking full advantage of the reality that you're living in today, so you don't regret anything tomorrow. So whenever an opportunity is taken away from you tomorrow, you can easily say, man, I made most of this opportunity. I'm at peace. Do it for yourself. I'm not asking you to do it for anybody else, because we need people in this world to be at their full potential. And that's my message for today. I hope this helped you in some type of way. Make sure to click the link in the bio below. It's for the Newton of Gaza, or basically the Newton of Palestine. Check out his story. I think it's really inspiring. And as always, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.